Title: Why I Cut Her Off After Her Unacceptable Deception. She responded, "I'm truly sorry. I knew what I was doing was wrong, but I love you so deeply." Hi everybody! We're back with another story today, submitted by a subscriber. If you have a story to share, submit it to Life Lessons. I will display it on the screen. That's the life lesson. Whether it's a funny story, a challenging experience you overcame, or a story that can help others, your story matters. Someone out there is probably going through something similar, and hearing someone else's experience can be incredibly comforting. When I first launched this channel, I shared my own story honestly, revealing what I was going through. Some people criticized me, saying things like, "You're foolish for doing that." On the other hand, many others reached out saying, "I've been through the same thing, and you'll get through it." These encouraging comments on my very first video were a huge help to me. Shout out to everyone who supports others in the comments. I read your messages and see how you're helping and offering advice. For those who prefer to stay anonymous and share privately, know that your support doesn't go unnoticed. Keep up the great work, everyone. Alright, let's dive into the main story. Here's one from Lessons from Life. Hello Lessons from Life, I'd like to keep my identity private. I've been a longtime follower of your channel, and the stories you share resonate closely with experiences I've had in my life. However, I want to clarify that I wasn't the one being cheated on, but those around me have dealt with infidelity. I believe it's important to share my story, even though it contrasts with the typical narratives on your channel. This will shed light on another problematic behavior I've observed in women. A bit about me: growing up, I was influenced by red pill philosophies without fully understanding them. I come from a traditional family that taught me relationships and marriage are serious commitments. I still hold that if you're not serious about a relationship, it's better to avoid it. If you choose to be casual, be honest with the other person about your intentions. During high school, I often found myself around attractive girls and was frequently invited to parties. While being around these women offered benefits like casual relationships, the most significant takeaway for me was understanding how women think. I became adept at reading their behaviors and motivations because I'm naturally observant, and they felt comfortable sharing openly with me. One statement from a girl stuck with me: first marriage is for money, second marriage is for love. This revelation made me lose interest in dating seriously, so I focused on casual relationships instead. I graduated high school in 2010. 2 years after, I decided to work and save money for university. After a year of saving, I enrolled in college. During my time there, I met a girl at a club, exchanged numbers, and we started texting the next day. We planned for my friends and me to visit her place to hang out and drink. We had a good time that night, and she asked me to stay over, which I agreed to. This became a regular occurrence over the next few weeks, sleeping over and leaving in the morning. Since she lived with her family, I felt guilty about being intimate without committing to a relationship, so I eventually started asking her to be my girlfriend. Everything seemed to be progressing well, and we reached the 2-month milestone. One night, we went to a club where I bumped into an old high school friend. I introduced her to my girlfriend, and shortly after, my friend invited both of us to her birthday party scheduled for the following Thursday. I assured my friend I'd attend, but mentioned I couldn't stay late due to school the next day. The week before the party, I reminded my girlfriend about the invitation and suggested we go since I had already committed to attending. Unexpectedly, she canceled, saying she couldn't make it. I continued to ask her daily if she had changed her mind, explaining that it would be impolite not to attend. On the day of the party, I went for about an hour and called her when I left, but she didn't answer. The next day, Friday, I messaged her without a response, so I let it go. On Saturday, while with my friend, she messaged him saying she was hosting a party. He showed me the message, and I realized something was off since she hadn't contacted me for 3 days. I told my friend to attend the party and keep me informed of any developments, essentially giving him permission to handle things if needed. Later that night, my friend informed me he'd arrived at the party. I received a call from my girlfriend asking where I was. I told her I was out with plans and not at the party because I hadn't been invited. She paused for about 10 seconds before responding, "But I invited your friend, so that means you're invited too." I told her that I consider myself an individual and not an extension of my friend, then ended the call. The following day, she messaged me to apologize, admitting she shouldn't have acted that way. I told her I could move past it, but it didn't mean I forgave her or would forget what happened. It was a mistake I'd regret. About a week later, she mentioned her period was late. When I asked how late, she said a week and a half, expressing concern since she'd never been this late before. I reassured her that if she was pregnant, I wouldn't abandon her and would support her and the baby. Days passed and she still hadn't gotten her period. After a month, I sat down with her and told her I was dropping out of university to find a job so we could take care of ourselves and move in together. A week later, I called her to say I'd found a place for us and wanted her to see it before signing the lease. She agreed but needed to talk first. When I asked what it was about, she refused to discuss it over the phone, so I met her the next day. She then revealed she had her period a week after initially saying it was late. This meant she had lied to me for over a month, waiting until I had dropped out of school to inform me. I was livid and confronted her about her deception. She apologized, saying she was scared of losing me to my high school friend. She admitted knowing it was wrong but said she loved me and panicked, fearing I would choose my friend over her. At that moment, a calm voice asked, "Are you sure you're not pregnant?" As soon as she confirmed she wasn't, I gathered my things and left. I completely cut her off, blocked her, deleted her number, and removed her from all social media. Nearly a year later, she created a new Facebook account and messaged me, saying she had moved because she was heartbroken and couldn't stay in the same city. I never responded. Remember, gentlemen, even those who don't cheat can exhibit toxic behaviors. After this ordeal, I chose to remain casual and, whenever I noticed even minor red flags while dating, I would walk away without looking back. I hope this story helps someone out there. My younger self would have appreciated knowing this. Thank you for listening to my story. I have a few more I could share if you're interested. I hope this story makes it onto your channel. Stay strong, lessons from life. Wow, let me share my thoughts on this. She clearly tried to manipulate you. Never let someone derail your goals for them. You dropped out of university based on her claim of being pregnant, only to find out she was lying. She didn't genuinely care, she was just afraid of losing you to another girl. That's truly unfortunate. Even though she didn't cheat, her actions showed deceit. When she disappeared for those 3 days, she was likely thinking, if he goes to that party, he'll be with her, so I'll throw a party myself and sleep with someone else, blaming it on alcohol if questioned. It's ridiculous. In the beginning, you mentioned a girl in high school told you that marriage is for money first and love second. Unfortunately, many share that viewpoint. They seek security and will do anything to achieve it. If they see you have financial stability, they might pretend to be interested just to get closer to you. This isn't love. That's why you often hear about women married to wealthy men but being unfaithful to service staff or co-workers. If a man loses his job or status, these women often disappear because their interest was never genuine. Always ask yourself if it's worth it. I'm proud of you for cutting her off. You deleted her and didn't respond when she tried to reach out later, which is the right move. When you decide to walk away, do so firmly without looking back or returning when they reach out. As a man, maintain your boundaries. I've made that mistake before and learned from it. Never go back once you've walked away. You mentioned having other stories you'd like to share. Go ahead and share them. Did you eventually return to university? How did your career path unfold? Did you learn a trade or become an entrepreneur? I'm interested in knowing how things turned out for you. Salute to you, man. This was a powerful story, and I really appreciated hearing it. Everyone, let us know your thoughts on this story. If you have a story to share, send it to Lessons from Life. I'll display it on the screen. That's Lessons from Life. Catch you all in the next one.